I still can't believe the Basketball Wives is over. It's still, very hard for me to process that this is like the end of an era, y'all. It is like a wrap on a show that many of us came to love. I, I'm just having a hard time right now. I'm having about a hard of a time as Evelyn is having in this episode of Drop the Low that she did with her daughter, Shanice. Yep, we're going to be talking about Evelyn Lozader, Basketball Wives, Royce Reed, Married to Medicine. There is a ton of fun happening right now. And I was going to wait till tomorrow to do this, but I said, you know what? I think we need to be having a Ponderosa today because I got a feeling that tomorrow is going to come with a whole nother set of shenanigans. And tomorrow we're going to have a long, long Ponderosa about the traders. So y'all already know how that's going to go. So let's get into the tea. And we got our first topic. It's a little bit of a warm up, a little bit of a, a little warm up to get the people riled up and in the room. And shout out to everybody who is joining in. I know some of you guys are getting off work. Some of you are still at work. Some of you may be tending to the kids, fixing dinner for your peoples. So let's go ahead and dive right on in. I'm going to put your comments on the screen. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so our friends over at Reality Chat posted this clip from Drop the Low. I don't know. Do you guys listen to Evelyn's podcast with her daughter, Shanice? Let me know in the chat if you do. And I oftentimes think that, listen, I think that Evelyn was smart to start this podcast. It keeps her name in the mix of hot topics when it's time to maybe interview someone that she wants to talk to or just talk about a topic of conversation. Now, these podcasts oftentimes work better in tandem with the show being out. But now that that's gone, hopefully they will still continue to do this. A lot of you are saying, no, you don't listen. Well, you know, um, everybody has different things that they like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, see, let's go support the ladies, right? Yes, you didn't know? Well, now you know they got a podcast. Um, what she does say though is she acknowledges that she reached out to Brandy. She doesn't really talk to a lot of the girls from the show, really, but she reached out to Brandy and they were both just sitting there aghast, like it's over, like it's done. Like, what is everybody gonna do? So I appreciate y'all. I love that. Thank you. Hey CJ, how you doing? Okay, so let me give you my thoughts, right? She did say something that I thought was profound, and I felt the same way that I feel about the Sherry show ending as well. She talked about the people that work behind the scenes on the show, like the production crew. And, when a show like that ends, and if it was Shawnee's decision or if it was the network's decision, we don't really know who, but Shawnee has basically told us it was the way that Shawnee made it seem was like it was her decision to move on and to evolve and grow. And I'm all here for growth and evolution, especially because at this point in time, she's a pastor's wife. So there's really no need in her dibbling and dabbling and in the seculars, you know. And I'm kidding right now, totally. But there is a larger portion of people that also come into play when you think about the world of reality TV, and that is the production. And somebody said it here in the chat of Reality Chat's post, and I want to shout out them. The person, the J Smart says, it's really strange to see people celebrating the end of a show like it's a win. Wanting people to lose their jobs is weird behavior. This didn't just affect the cast, it affected the crew, the producers, the editors, the assistants, real people with real bills. Ask yourself how you'd feel if someone stood in your 9 to 5 clapping while you were being fired. Whether you love the show or not, these women gave years of entertainment, conversation, and cultural moments to your screens. You don't have to like it, but you should respect it. Congratulate them for what they contributed and keep it moving. I For the you guys know, I've have been a I that has literally been my sentiment for a while with reality TV shows. When people say, "Oh, that show should be taken off," I'm always like, "But there what about the rest of us that actually enjoyed the show? Would it be better for you just to say, well, I don't watch that show. I can't watch that show anymore." Because I can respect that too. I can totally respect you saying, I'm not gonna watch the show, but I will definitely support you in your reviews. I absolutely love that. But I always do think about like the bigger picture when it comes to a particular show. Like, yeah, I don't relish in a show ending because I do understand that. Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna give you the real. When you do a reality TV show, you end up becoming super close with the production, the people that really make the show what it is that we actually end up seeing on our screens. So much spotlight does go to the cast members, and we get it because we're watching the cast members' lives. But as she ends up, really tearing up about this, it, these people almost become like family because they're in your home, they're in your life day in and day out, and it becomes a little bit of a symbiotic relationship because if you do not have a good production crew, your talent will not trust the process. If your talent doesn't trust the process, and we let's I'm not going to I don't know if this is the case with Meredith, but for those of you guys that right, Ashley. I mean, I kind of felt like that was a straw in the camel's back. Um, no, I'm not saying. Listen, I can production crew get another job. That's like saying, well, if somebody else got fired, they should just go out and get another job. Yes, they possibly can, but they may not be able to immediately. And the question that you're asking, so we're supposed to support a show indefinitely for years because people work there. People work everywhere. This logic makes no sense. Actually, it makes no sense to say the show should be take the show off the air. It makes less sense to me to say that, and more sense for you to say, I'm just not going to watch that show because there are people on the show that do. There are people that love the show. It just may not be you. If it is not for you, why would you wish that all of these people would be without? Just like we wouldn't wish that on I wouldn't wish that on anybody. You can show your support or not show your support. I am advocating that. I am advocating if you do not like the show, don't watch it. That is the best way that you can not show support to something that you don't agree with. But I will never say, oh, they can just go and find another job. That's like telling anybody else out there. I would never say that to anybody. Anybody. That's just it. Um, but listen, I respect what you're saying. That's why I love this channel. We don't have to agree, but I'm just that my perspective is you don't have to watch the show, but I think to relish in the firing of of a large amount of people is like wow to me, you know? That's just me. Yeah, it's like don't watch it. And it does and it no longer exists to you, right? It's almost like things that you see online. You do realize you don't have to engage in something negative online. You can see a post on social media and you can keep on scrolling. So social it's all in how you choose to use it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Ruth, does that I mean, I didn't mean to single out your statement because I feel like you have a right to your opinion, and I totally respect it. But I also just wanted to provide an alternative thought to that because these are still people's lives, and that comment that was made it really exhibits why I think the way that I do about these shows. Yes, we may talk and we may criticize and we may give feedback to what people do on the screen, but at the end of the day, when we talk about this, the general sense of an entertainment show or a reality TV show, I mean, if it were not for these shows, then I would not know you. You know what I'm saying? It is because of the shows that we all have been able to commune together. Um, what you tag me on? Hold on, y'all. See, this is why when I go live, I be like, okay. What didn't happen now? Let me try to find out. Oh, I saw that. I saw that earlier. Thank you for the super chat and for always keeping me in the know. You always tagging me in the good stuff. Um, we also learned from Royce what her thoughts were on why the show ended. I don't know if you guys happen to catch the Carlos King. Carlos, you've been busy over there. I see you. I see you've been busy. He did an interview with Royce, and they touched on why basketball. Well, some of the reasons why she felt like Basketball Wives was ending. One of the things that stuck out to me in this piece right here that Carlos posted was that she felt like other shows, and she literally named, several of his shows like Bell Collective, Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I think also too maybe perhaps like Housewives as well. But really, she really talked about how the show was supposed to also showcase their businesses, like the things that they were like the activities that they were involved in, and for her, she felt like that didn't happen for her and her cast. She felt like, especially with her portrayal, like they really kind of diminished the work that she was doing outside of Basketball Wives that could have lent more to, who she is as a person and what she was truly actually all about. And it's interesting. I have to say that I think by and large, in those earlier seasons, I don't think that Basketball Wives did as much of a good job of showcasing those things. Okay, the thing that, and I know that you guys have your feelings about Love and Marriage Huntsville, but one of the things that you can at least say is that their occupations oftentimes drive the story. Um, Even with Love and Hip Hop, I mean, they still managed to sprinkle some hip hop in there. Especially that story, which was one of my favorite stories, was Spice trying to get everybody to do the cast album, and they don't really even know basically what type of album it was, mostly because I felt like I don't know that it was really understood culturally how an album that the way that Spice was trying to do it would work. But I kind of agree with what Royce was saying, and, she posed a question to Carlos, like, whose business on the show did you actually see showcased? I would say that in later seasons, that became the case. Like, when we ended, we did see things going on with Brandy and her cookbook. We did see things going on with Evelyn and her, skin tight clothing wear. We did see things going on with Jennifer's hair care line that I don't know if she's still doing that or not. But we did see things going on with the shows and the documentaries that she was working on. We saw Jackie bring a llama into her talk show, so we did start to see that, but I just don't think it was showcased that much in the beginning. And we also did see Evelyn with her show. We saw bits and pieces of it, but I think it was overshadowed by the drama and the chaos and the fighting and the danger of it all. I don't, well, I don't know. I think I saw this ain't fair. I do remember seeing it in my inbox, and it was correct. You could see Drea's fist literally connecting with Sunday's face. So I did see that slow-mo. So thank you so much because I you know, I love it when we get a little slow-mo receipt that really shows us the nuances of an altercation. You know? So I appreciate you for that. Thank you. And I'm still mad about the equalizer. Yes, I am. I am too. I is too. All right. So listen, I want to go ahead and dive into the married to medicine of it all because I got some chicken to make. Um listen, I might as well keep it real. Keep it 100% for real. Dr. Jackie has been unfollowed by Dr. Simone. Let's talk about it. So, you guys may recall that Dr. Simone has not been happy with Dr. Jackie. This all stemmed from Dr. Simone taking Dr. Heavenly's arm and saying, "Get your hands off of me." Because Dr. Simone did not want to be fake. And, you know, listen, we talked about it at length here. You guys felt like it was more of a boundary type thing. And I can see exactly where she's coming from. I can see where she's coming from. Um, Now, whether or not Simone was particularly unhinged, there was a lot of unhingedness that night. So in my view, my opinion, Simone, when she is screaming, I oftentimes label that as being unhinged. But I think that people, when I'm saying something is unhinged, I will also call myself unhinged. I can be pretty unhinged on this channel. Um, but that's unhinged for me, right? If I'm like, I might consider something I do or say unhinged, but it's probably for all intents and purposes, it's really, really not. But in my mind, it'd be like, dang, you was unhinged. And y'all could be like, oh, he sure did he have some coffee today? Something like that. But Simone, when she be yelling, she do seem unhinged. Is it just me? But I think everybody has a different vision of what unhinged means. Unhinged to me is she's screaming and yelling, but I'm entertained. It don't seem like it's any more unhinged than Quad seemed when they were both arguing in each other's face. And Quad, as Toya will tell us later on, to me, everybody was unhinged. So when I see unhinged, I think my definition of it is just very different from the perception of it, if that makes any sense. But I know based on our last conversation, some of y'all consider unhinged to be a slightly different level of dangerous than what I'm considering it to be unhinged. So, you know, but I think that the connotation that was insinuated was that she was dangerously unhinged. And I think that is where the line has been drawn for Dr. Simone. So when Dr. Jackie was on Watch What Happens Live and she says, I don't know, I didn't really see the altercation happen. Andy's like, well, you've seen it now, boo. What are your thoughts? And Dr. Jackie was like, him, haw, him, haw. I don't want to be in the middle. Him, haw, him, haw. So, after which Dr. Simone got to posting on social media and she was like, oh no, girl, you you are still defending the devil. Okay. Something to that degree. So then she started posting a series of comments of people saying that Ashley, who was also on with Dr. Jackie, did a better job of defending Dr. Simone than Dr. Jackie did. And so then we learn that Simone unfollowed her. So when I traced it all back, one of the places that we learned that Dr. Simone had unfollowed Dr. Jackie was, and I'm going to pull that up for you right now. Now, that would be in this interview with Carlos King that Toya and Eugene ended up doing. Now, from this interview, we definitely learned a lot. Okay, so and I ain't even finished it all. So we're gonna have to finish. We're gonna have to have part two of this discussion tomorrow. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and watch it when we're done. Okay. When we get done. Um, Toya gives us a lot of tea. Let's go ahead and dive in. Toya is one of the people that tells us, that confirms that Dr. Simone had unfollowed Dr. Jackie, I guess, a few days ago. Now, I'm not sure when they filmed this, but I'm assuming it was sometime this week. So my assumption is that Dr. Simone did it after seeing that Watch What Happens Live clip. And at that point, that's when I think she unfollowed Dr. Jackie, but I can't be for certain. Now, Toya spilled that tea, but she also spilled the tea that the reunion, all of this started over a VIN number. My. Does Quad get to keep the car? If he gave her, did he give her the car? Now, does she get to keep the Rolls Royce? I don't. Maybe I'm digging too deep. Does the VIN number even matter anymore? Because they're not even together. Okay, whatever. When you think about it, that just makes this whole situation even crazier. This stemmed from a VIN number for a car that was a gift from a lover that is no longer a lover. Man, oh man. Okay. Was that stated someplace? Was that, where was that? Did we know that? I did not know that. Oh God. Okay, so listen. I guess maybe that could have been the implication, that she didn't want to be around her, so that's when she labeled her as unhinged. Is that me figuring it out? Because you got to be in order to piece together sometimes these shows, you got to be all over the place. So we trying to put this thing together like a puzzle. Meanwhile, and maybe that's stated in the Toya and Carlos interview, but we just gonna have to wait and see because I ain't finished it all yet. But I did get through half of it, and I said, let me get on the line with y'all before I get to cooking dinner. Because if I get to cooking dinner, then we won't be talking no more after that. Okay. I'm looking at y'all comments. Y'all are crazy. Okay. Listen, I will be on the case, but I gotta piecemeal it. Okay. I gotta piecemeal it while I'm piecing together a meal. Literally. So, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes, please tell the folks to like the video. Like it, and love it. Okay, make love to the button. So, with that being said, all right, the next thing that we learn a lot even within the first 30 minutes. We learn a lot from Toya. We learned that she is still cool with, well, she's as cool with King as she is with Quad. Take from that what you will. She did utilize King's rental lease, whatever car business for her son's birthday. Eugene and King are very close, and Toya makes it seem like he has been a very good friend to them. Okay. But she also acknowledges that Quad was there for her, had been there for her during some, pretty emotional times as well. But the impression that I got was I'm almost one of preferring King over Quad. But I think that's because of the nature of their show and the level of discord that happens within the group. And I think, King is, not a part of the production of that anymore. So I think it's probably easier for them to maintain a relationship. I mean, especially if the husbands are close. I'm just wondering what Quad will have to say about all of this, because I just don't know that that's going to go over very well with Quad. Because Toya, here, let me give you my opinion on Toya in this interview. In this interview, Toya solidifies why she has been a mainstay on this show. And actually, Toya in this interview probably actually made me realize that she could really rank up there with some of the best housewives, to be honest. She is very opinionated, right, wrong, or indifferent, thinks super highly of herself, But I don't mind it. We definitely know that she does not like Dr. Mimi at all. Okay. She actually prefers her Mimi's husband than to Mimi. She feels like Dr. Mimi utilizes her psychology, experience, and she uses it to diagnose the group, but Toya actually feels judged by Dr. Mimi. Now, I would have to disagree with Toya to a certain degree. I think that Dr. Mimi kind of serves as an interesting foil to Toya because Toya, it calls out the girls in the group, and then Dr. Mimi calls out Toya. That's what I get from the Dr. Mimi and Toya dynamic. But Toya feels like Dr. Mimi just runs up after Heavenly because she feels like Dr. Heavenly can provide a certain level of protection for the girls. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's take it back to Dr. Jackie. Toya feels like Dr. Jackie has been basically traumatized by something that happened way back when, I guess with the whole Mariah situation. There was something that went on with Dr. Jackie and the Mariah of it all. Remember when there was that reunion where there was some white powder accusations, and Toya believes that something about that incident traumatized Dr. Jackie to the point where she felt like she just did not want to be involved in any level of chaos. Then the stuff happened with um she brought up Buffy. Now, I don't know if that was the right road to go on, Toya, but she pretty much brought up Buffy as a way to sort of explain that we saw what happened with Dr. Jackie and Buffy and how upset she was about that whole situation. I guess maybe frustrated with herself. I'm not really sure what she really meant by that, um, but she feels like Dr. Jackie does these things to herself, and she keeps doing them over and over and over again. But something in that incident that happened with her and Mariah, she felt like Dr. Heavenly, I guess, maybe came. This is what Toya is surmising. I'm gonna put the alleged badge up here because we don't know. We're not in Dr. Jackie's head, and I don't ever feel like Dr. Jackie would ever be willing to really tell us what is really going on in her head because I think she would just rather come across as a very neutral party with really nothing ventured and nothing gained, period. I feel like she just kind of is happy to coast, probably because she's had one of the most crucial stories on the show with the whole situation came out with Curtis back in the day. But I'm like, girl, I mean, y'all went through that and you got over it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like you got to leave that in the past. But I also think that she knows that she don't want to really be in the middle of Dr. Simone and Dr. Heavenly. And at the end of the day, my feeling is that if she had to make a choice, she would probably choose. And I'm gonna put this down on the ground. I'm gonna state it because I feel like it probably goes without saying. Friendships change and evolve. Let me say this: friendships change and evolve. And I do think, as Toya acknowledges, that there is a deep rooted history between Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone. There are two things that we need to acknowledge that happens with time and a reality TV show. Number one, with the reality TV show, it's already going to test the limits of your friendship anyway, because it's forcing you to either be honest with your friends or to not be honest with them. The second thing is and that's going to be frustrating either way. If you are honest with them, that's frustrating. And if you're not honest with your friends on the show, it's going to be frustrating. Number two is that through time and experience, friendships just change. At this point in time, it would be my observation that maybe Dr. Jackie is just naturally closer to Dr. Heavenly than she is with Dr. Simone. Maybe they just, as friends, don't really align all that well anymore. Maybe that's just what it is. I don't know, but Toya feels like Dr. Heavenly provides a level of protection for Dr. Jackie, which makes it very difficult for Dr. Jackie to be completely honest in this situation about what is truly going on. That's what it feels like. Um, somebody in the chat, I guess, wants to see that there was an unfollowization. So we're gonna bring you the receipts one more time for the one time to the person that asked this question. Okay, Miss Marsha, I'm gonna ask you. I ask you, Miss Marsha. I ask you.
Is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence? I ask you. Is it a coincidence?
Okay, so there it is in black and white. Here we go. All right, so there's that. Just wanted to show you since it was mentioned. Okay, now back to what I was saying. There is a lot that Toya and Eugene let us know about the quad and king of it all. Basically, Toya acknowledges that, as we stated, that there did seem to be a level of distance between Quad and King. And he did seem colder to her, a little bit more sarcastic, a little bit more like, So we were reading that as it was playing out, and Toya is confirming that that was the case. She says that there is going to be more that we see, and she at some point basically says, there's a wonder if they were actually real in the first place. And she says that she asks King that. And Carlos asks her to elaborate, and she says, "Well, that's not my story to tell." Mm, mm, I mean, and I see some of y'all comments that y'all feel like they wasn't really together. I mean, I feel like that will be a very long time and a very long situation to really to try to fake it. I mean, it seems like that's a lot to fake. One thing if it was like a TJ Stacy type situation, they weren't really living together. I mean, but this seemed a little bit more. I'm just saying if it wasn't, they did a whole lot of staging. Okay, it felt, I don't know, but I could listen. I don't live in Atlanta. I can only go by what I see on the screen. And again, that's what it feels. It feel like 2 years is a long time. That's a commitment. That's almost like if y'all wasn't together, you might as well be what they call it when you be common law at this point. Oh gosh. So there's that. So when Eugene comes out, because Eugene is there too. I mean, Eugene is pretty much like, yeah. I mean, they're surmising what went wrong in that relationship, and they surmise that there was too much pressure to have a baby when they hadn't really had enough time to really fall in love with each other. And so they do talk a lot about that. Um, I don't know. Like I can see that sort of being the case. But I mean, I don't know if there is maybe in Quad's mind this deadline that she is kind of up against. And I don't want it's not a deadline, I would say, but maybe like this just idea that reality, like real life terms, like in terms of having a child, I would assume that the risk just gets higher and higher as the years go by. And maybe she was just at that point where it needed to happen. but I think it was creating, from based on what they're saying, it was creating an extra level of stress when they didn't really have the foundation yet to really have that level of stress on. So I don't know. It is a very interesting interview. One of the things that I will say is this: I feel like there needs to be a study on why these Detroit people make such good reality TV. Toya in this interview is literally giving it. Okay. She is giving it. All right. She's giving it. Um, but you think about like Kenya Moore is from Detroit. Stacy is from Detroit, from Potomac. So I'm kind of wondering like what is going on? Like what is making these Detroit ladies pop like this? You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's something in the D area. I don't know. I really don't know. Listen, I went to school in East Lansing, Michigan. That's where I went to grad school. And we used to go to Detroit like on occasion. Well, I think I maybe been going like maybe 2 or 3 times. Um, I don't really I listen, I don't know much about it. That's all Imma say. I don't know. I don't really know. Destiny said Detroit is just different. I don't know. You don't know. You tell me. As Nene says.
Is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence? I ask you. Is it a coincidence?
Is it? Is it now? Hmm. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch the rest of that interview. If you haven't had a chance to catch it, go on over to Carlos's page and catch the interview. Um, know that we will be back here tomorrow, probably a little bit earlier, maybe or maybe not. I am really feeling this time. Do y'all like this time? I feel like I'm able to catch quite a few more of you at this time for some reason. Let me know. Hey boo, let me know if y'all like this time. Cause I feel like y'all is just like, okay, like y'all here. And what it does is it actually gives me more time during the day to get a lot more work done, like on some other projects. And it gives the news some time to percolate, you know? Tia, what you doing awake? Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. This time is better. We're home from work. Yeah, I feel like it'd be more y'all on because a lot of y'all be like, I ain't seen your videos in ages. Okay. All right. So we'll see how tomorrow works. If y'all still with it tomorrow, we'll do maybe sometime in the afternoon. Not surprise, surprise. Mm. Hey, it's wind down time. Okay, okay. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. All right, so we'll try it again tomorrow. We'll take it day by day and see what happens. And if I can find a regular time, then I will. I actually like it too because, like I said, I feel like I feel like the earlier part of the day I can relax a bit more. So by the time I get to doing this, I be feeling like I got my afternoon energy. You got to really learn your body. Let me tell y'all that. That's something that's crazy. I'm really learning my body. Okay. Oh, so no, that was my other channel. That was my sort of business vlog channel. Um I do stuff over there. That's usually pre-recorded, and I will set it to air at a certain time so people can watch that whenever. I have about literally 8 more videos that'll be coming out on that channel, so you can definitely check that out. Yep, early pre-records and evening lives. I feel like that might be the way to go. So I think we got it. We got it. We got it. All right, y'all. So listen, I'm about to I'm about to go cook my chicken. I'm gonna put it in the air fryer. I think I did a little lemon pepper seasoning on it. So I'm ready for that. But I will catch y'all in the next video. Love y'all.